Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Pulse Podcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins in Studio². We got Eric Hall inside studio with us, and we also have the Wizard, of course, running things on the ones and twos, keeping us live, keeping us locked in, and you are locked in right here on the Pulse. Make sure you share the video. Please like, follow, subscribe all of our platforms, especially on YouTube. Find us on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. But it is April 10th, Monday, April 10th. And we had a busy weekend, but, Easter weekend. How was your Easter, Eric, by the way?
It was good.
Yeah?
I worked a lot of it, a lot of weird hours, but got a day off in there for Easter, so it was nice.
Nice.
Spent some time with the family, eat a lot of food.
Did you eat a lot?
And watch the Indians. They have to come back twice in extra innings.
Yeah.
The Guardians. Sorry, the Guardians.
Whatever.
The
Everybody
tribe.
knew what you were talking about.
The tribe.
Greggy, how was your Easter?
It wasn't bad. I went to my sister's, had some good food, got stuffed, got sleepy.
Yeah.
The normal Easter stuff. Seen family, had some good food, got tired.
Fell asleep sitting up.
Fall asleep sitting up. Yep,
Sure
for
did.
Sure.
Sure did.
Now, the question is, did you eat any candy
Of course.
for Easter? What was your what's your go-to when you see an Easter basket and you got like there's a bunch of candy, because everybody always has like the mix of candy in the Easter basket. What do you reach for?
What's my Easter candy?
Yeah.
It's controversial. Give me those peeps.
Oh.
Give me all the peeps.
Now, are you a frozen Peeps guy? Do you like them
No,
frozen?
man, I like them, and I don't like them stale either. I like them fresh out of the package.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people like them. Let them get a little stale, a little harder. Nah, man.
Now,
Give me fresh peeps.
Are you a specific color guy? Are you OG yellow, or do
I
you
like
like
the
them?
OG yellow, and I've got that weird way, OCD way of eating them. You got to eat the tail first. And...
Okay, all right.
But there's a new one out. I just tried. It's a red peep,
Yeah.
and it's fruit punch flavored.
Wait.
The whole marshmallow is fruit punch flavored.
Hang on. So, like, they're making different flavored marshmallows for the Peeps?
Yes, sir. Like, I've never seen that. Well, I guess I have seen that, but you usually just see all the different colors. They're all the same peep.
Right.
This one's a red peep, but it's a red marshmallow, and it's fruit punch flavored. And it straight up tastes like Hawaiian Punch.
Okay.
It's all right.
I might try it, honestly.
I kind of like the regular OG peeps better, but it's good for a change up.
All right. Fair enough. Now, I did see, I thought it was just like the granules on the outside that were flavored, so I wasn't even going to bother trying it, but I did see they had like a Dr. Pepper flavored one one time. I think it was last year, and I was like, I don't know if I'd be willing to try that, but...
Yeah, and see, that's what I thought, too, was just the outside was going to be fruit punch, and it was just marshmallow on the inside. I took a bite, and the whole marshmallow was red, and I was like, okay, all right, this is all right.
Greggy, what's your Easter go-to candy? Like, when you see a basket full of Easter candy, what do you grab?
I want the white chocolate Reese eggs.
Ooh.
That's my favorite.
Yep.
I love
I'd take
me
that
some
over the
white
normal
chocolate.
ones, too.
Yep.
I love
Just
me some
slightly,
white...
but I like white chocolate.
White chocolate's so good. I love white chocolate Snickers. Like, I don't know what it is, but those are my favorite, like, candy bar right now. I'm kind of obsessed
I've ever
with
had a
them.
white chocolate Snickers.
They are phenomenal. They're so good.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
for whatever
I want it.
reason, they didn't really sell that well, so you can always kind of find them on the clearance rack at Circle K. They got like that big barrel of candy that's like
I'm gonna hit that
$1.50
up.
for a king size. You're like, what? Yeah, there's usually one of those floating around in there somewhere.
Hit that
but
up. I
They're
haven't
pretty
even
good.
seen them.
But no, so Easter is come and gone, and I had my fair share of Easter. We did Easter at my grandma's, and then we went to Easter at her aunt's house. So do you do the two different things? Do you just go to one? How do you do Easter?
No,
Like-
we usually don't even really go
No?
anywhere for
Okay.
Easter. We just the whole family happened to all have the day off, and we were able to get together. My sister just got a new house, so she hosted it at her house. We all got to see her house, so it was pretty cool. Like it's been a few years since we've all got together for Easter.
That's awesome. Yeah, usually because of the split family kind of thing, we we try to do a little bit of each. And it feels like you get a little spread thin. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really spend enough time at either place when you have to go to two different places on one holiday. So I think maybe, this year we'll keep doing the split thing, but maybe next year we'll entertain the idea of possibly going. Maybe we'll decide to do, instead of doing split, we'll do Easter at grandma's and we'll do Thanksgiving at her aunt's house or something. And then we'll pick a date for each of them to do a Christmas or something. That way we don't have to split it up. Because that's the one thing that, I don't know, it just, to
Yeah.
me, I don't like doing that, splitting the time up between the two because I feel like you don't really spend enough time at either one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And the holidays are supposed to be for relaxing and just hanging out with your family. And it starts to become stressful when you're on a schedule now and you got to make sure you're out of this house by this time so you can get to this house by this time. And I'm not all about that, man.
It gets a
I
little
like to
stressful.
relax.
So let's talk about your Miles for Mutts fundraiser. What's going on so far? Where are we at in the totals for Miles for Mutts?
So let me pull up some totals here. We were watching the Tribe game.
How's your training going?
It's going good, man. So we're 3 weeks away. I actually just did a whole practice half marathon last week.
Okay.
And kept it under 8-minute miles for the whole 13 miles. So
Wow.
didn't expect to be there yet. So I guess that's good. I'm like ahead of schedule where I want to be. And
I gotta say, Eric, I was out riding my motorcycle earlier, and I saw this guy look just like you out running around town, man.
probably flexed at you too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Big old guns.
Hey, sun's out. Sun's out, baby. It is a beautiful week ahead of us with the weather.
Oh my God, right?
Good Lord.
Can we just take a minute to
70s?
talk about that?
We're going to go
first
70s
week-
all week.
Just a
First
minute.
week
Yeah,
that we
let's-
start baseball is the best weather we've seen so far this year. Come on, bro.
That's why we
Yeah.
wait. That's why we wait.
It's like it was meant to be. This
We
week.
don't start at the beginning of April. We wait till the middle of April because of this.
Oh,
Look at the weather.
It looks
Yeah.
beautiful for this week.
That's unlike Guardians opening day where it's usually snowing on that first day.
No, we avoid that. Sorry. My equipment doesn't really like that kind of weather.
All right, so for this week, there's no giveaway. So anybody tuning in expecting a giveaway, not going to get one. But if you'd like to get in on something for this week, there's still 4 seats left on this pedal bike adventure we're going to have. So in case anybody hasn't heard about that yet, next week, April 19th at 5 o'clock, we're going to do our food supply drive for the pets. Let me know what you got. If you got dog food, cat food, any of that stuff. Let us know. Reach out to me on Facebook. Reach out to us through Heart of Ohio. However, let us know what you got. I'm going to calculate my run around picking up all these donations, and the pedal bike's going to follow. So it should be about a 2-hour pedal bike ride, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can get yourself on that bike for $50. There's only 4 seats left. We had 10 seats go available Friday morning at 7 o'clock. And by Friday at 10 o'clock, they were half gone. So
Wow. That's really cool.
I haven't really pushed it much more. We've only got 4 seats left. So if you want in, and there's a couple people that have already said, I want to get in there, let me see if I can find somebody. So, I mean, if you want in, you better get in because I'm going to share it again here pretty soon, and they're going to get taken up.
So this food drive is not a human food drive, right?
Correct.
You're not picking up like lettuce and bread and milk and stuff for people, right? Like,
Well, unless you want to feed me on my way, that's cool. But
I was just maybe throwing it out there that, Madison's might be a good destination stop along the way,
yeah,
Like feed, just kind of work that into the destination somehow.
Right.
I don't know. I happen to be on that bike. I'm just kind of,
hoping for some
petitioning
jumps or-
for some stops along the way here. You got me excited with the food thing, and I had to think about it. I'm like, wait a second, this is food for dogs.
yeah,
and
dog
cats
food, cat litter,
No.
leashes, collars, any of that.
See, that's good. That's awesome, but it's not food for me. So maybe we might have to sneak some snacks on the pedal
Yeah,
bike
it's
or something.
BYO, whatever.
Get
It is
some Uncle
it is-
Mike's.
it is
That's what I need to
BYOB.
do is get some Uncle Mike's
some
and go
big-
on the pedal bike with it.
I'm sure that's probably where we're going to start. I'm going to
think-
guess.
I think
We're
that might
probably
be
gonna
allowed.
start at Big Mike's.
Do you think
Big
it's
Mike's.
allowed? Do you
Yeah.
think you're allowed to eat Big Mike's on the pedal bike?
I'm pretty sure you're probably allowed to bring some Big Mike's.
Greggy's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You might have to check with both those companies first.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll check with both owners. Check with both owners. Make sure that they're both cool with it.
So where are
do
we at?
You guys want some updates here?
Updates. Update me.
So we still got. I want to throw another big shout out to Jeff Weldy for our Mutts Madness champion. He donated his $160 back. We got the $230 from the Madden tournament to put in there yet. But with all that said, and all the seats that we've sold on the bike so far, you ready?
Let's go.
We're up to $135 total.
Oh,
through
3,000. We broke the 3K mark.
And this is week 11.
I like it.
This is week 12, actually. So we're in week 12 right now. We have passed 3,000.
I like it.
And update on the dogs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dogs I have taken for runs so far. 5 have been adopted. And 1 still has his adoption fee paid for. So anybody that is interested in Karma, it's a 3-year-old pit mix, very sweet dog. Need a little bit of love and attention to kind of grow some trust because she was abandoned and has a little. She's just not trust issues, but she's just a little scared at first. And
right.
I mean, all it took was me taking her out and take her to the park. She warmed up to me really fast within a half hour. So it's not like she's a lost cause.
Yeah.
It would only take, you give this dog love for a week and she's going to be your best friend. So anybody that's interested in a 3-year-old pit mix, Karma's your girl. She's already paid for. Go out to the Humane Society, see her. And there's still some dogs out there that I cannot believe that are still there because they're like, I'm going to take one home if they don't.
You're going to end up taking one home.
It's a pit mastiff mix, Luca, out there. I think less than 2 years old. Beautiful dog, and it is the most lovable dog that I've ever met out there. He was a big sweetheart, so I cannot believe he's still out there. But there's 5 of them out there right now that we've ran, and that still need homes, and plenty more on top of that. Tons of cats, and still a bunny out there.
What was the total number again?
Of dogs or the
donation money?
Donation money is up to $31.35.
$3,135.
You said 10 dogs walked, 5 adopted, right?
Yes, sir. And then, what else was I gonna throw something else out there about it, and I don't remember now. Oh, if you are interested in the pedal bike and you don't have the $50 to throw down on a seat, next week we are going to have a raffle again, and it's going to be for the last 2 remaining seats. So that'll be a nice little easy $5 or more donation. Follow pedal bike. You're in the drawing, and we're going to draw just one winner to win 2 seats. So you and a friend will be able to join on the pedal bike.
I like it. That's very cool. I am so excited for this. So that's next, Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Be next Wednesday, April 19th. So, and starting now, I'm going to put out a post later today to get your whatever you have to donate. Let me know. I mean, you don't have to let me know what you've got. Just let me know that you've got something that you want to donate, and let me know where you're at. That way I can plan my route around it. So that's starting now. If anybody's out there watching right now and you want to get in on this just to donate something and have the pedal bike, I mean, you don't have to be on the pedal bike to be part of this. You can have the pedal bike come to you, and we'll come out your way and pick stuff up.
You're a madman.
Yeah, it's fun.
You are a madman. I'm telling you. I don't know what got into you to make you want to do that kind of stuff, but I applaud you, and I think you're doing a great job. Obviously, you're over 3,000, and you still got 3 more weeks to go, right?
Yep, we got 3 weeks to go, starting today, and my training, the training program starts tapering off a little bit now. I've already hit my peak. I can start. I've got the work in now. It's not like pushing hard these last 3 weeks is going to get me any farther into the half. So it's time to taper, and it's time to cut back a little bit. I won't be running as hard or quite as far, but we're coming into the home stretch now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Also want to tell everybody to pay attention, watch out this week. Not sure if it's going to be this week or this weekend, but I just had an interview with the Advertiser Tribune today to go over a little bit of what we're doing and get a little bit more of the word out.
That is pretty cool, man. Yep. So you've got the Advertiser Tribune on your trail talking about what you've got going on. You've got, the pedal bike involved. You got a lot of different elements going on here, man. The different community-minded sponsors that have helped you along the way. You got a lot of people to thank at the end of this, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do, because a lot of this, I've put in some work for this, but it's been easy. Like, all I have to do is say what we're doing and what the cause is for, and people want to get on board. It's awesome. It's a really awesome feeling. We live in a great community that wants to give back to the community any way they can. And I can't thank everybody enough that's been a part of this and has made it what it is.
It looks like you're having a blast too. That's the important part. Like you're having fun with it, and it's not, with the training thing, I can only imagine that after a while that probably kind of bogs you down if you're just doing the training. If you're just out there pushing yourself, trying to, train for this half marathon, after a while it can kind of get,
it's
it can
tedious.
get a little much. But then you've got this extra motivation now with all these different elements you've got involved.
Yep.
I think it's really cool.
There's been times where I haven't wanted to go out for a run and said, I've done them all. Like I can skip this one, but I've got people watching me. So I'm trying to show that I'm here for this. I'm giving it my all. And that's what is prompting people to want to be part of it. Like they're seeing me put in the work, and I want to show them that, we're earning this. We're not just asking for those donations. Like, we're out here doing this work. So
that's right. You're out there putting in that work for Luca.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk some football. You got some news to talk about here. A couple of different nuggets dropped over the weekend here. So today you had the Dwayne Haskins news. My God.
I don't even know what to say about it.
I mean, so I just got done putting together the prep sheet for tonight's show, and I kind of put it in the text group about it. And you're like, hey, you better update it because this just came out, and you kind of dropped that bombshell. Now, What exactly is the story behind this? So
there's not a whole lot out about it. Let me pull it back up.
I see it was reported by ESPN, so it's got to be something
it's real.
I'm hoping somebody did a little bit of research before they just went out and posted it.
Yeah, but they're investigating.
And it's just weird that it happens on the 1 year anniversary of his death, wasn't it? Like recently, or was it?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's just kind of the timing's a little sus, just a little bit.
Yeah, so they're claiming that he was drugged the night of his death as part of alleged blackmail and robbery conspiracy. He was killed April 9th. So yesterday, 2022. He was walking down the South Florida highway, ran out of gas. You knew something wasn't right. Like he wasn't in his right mind.
And he had another female in the car with him that wasn't his significant other. And like there was some other stuff going on with that, and nobody knew what was going on. And you didn't want to insinuate anything because the guy died, but he wanted to wait till all the facts came out. And then it came out that he was all messed up.
Yeah,
and
he was legally drunk.
Yeah,
they found drugs in his system.
And then you felt really bad about the whole situation. But now it's like, wow, what do you believe? What can you believe about this?
Well, here's what the attorney in the case is saying is it is believed that Dwayne Haskins was targeted and drugged as part of a blackmail and robbery conspiracy. In fact, his highly expensive watch was stolen from him shortly before his death.
I just drank from the pulse.
Oh, yeah. Here. Good deal. But a toxicology report concluded that Haskins was legally drunk, and he was also tested positive for ketamine and norketamine, drugs that are used by professionals as anesthetics, but also have been known to use recreationally.
Yeah. Well, recreationally is one thing, but it's also a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
So that's the original purpose for ketamine.
Yeah,
it's like
so chances
are
tranquilizer. It's like if you're using that recreationally, you're not really partying. You just you're out, bro. Yeah, that ain't drive around town in your cool car.
No,
you're not going to party on this.
No.
You're going to get robbed on these things.
I will say it's an interesting way to look at it when you're like, okay, robbery and blackmail. Blackmail. What do you mean blackmail? And then you say,
who knows?
Oh, there was a female in his car that wasn't his significant other. What if that was part of the blackmail scheme, man? Let's be real about it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, we've got pictures of you with this girl when you were all messed up and blah, blah, blah. You better, give us money or we're going to release these photos. You never know, man. I would never want to be a celebrity, that's for sure.
That's
Dealing with
just
stuff like that?
no. And that's awful because the guy was just trying to get his life back together. He's down there in Florida trying to, piece together his career and trying to put it back together. And like, you feel for the guy. Like I really did. Obviously this story comes out today. It doesn't change anything about what happened with his death and how I felt about it at the time. But like, it just makes me feel even worse for, his kid and, his significant other. And because I don't know if it was his wife or his fiance. I know he did have a significant other at the time. So it's just like that's just horrible. Yeah. When you see stuff like that, it's just, I don't know. You don't know what to say about it. But I do know that, there was a lot of hope behind him. And to see something like that is just tragic. Like it's just a life cut way short, way too soon. Especially he's going to be 25 years old.
Yeah.
So,
especially for it to go down the way that it did now, when you're with these details coming out, it's just, it's sickening.
Another thing that was very sickening. Let me think. Let me guess. Tommy commented something?
No, he's getting his camera set up and I'm just watching it.
Should we wait for Tommy to come on and talk about the OBJ thing? Because that just made... let's wait for Tommy.
Just positioning his camera. I can see him.
I did have kind of some fun things to do. I got a food segment here. I want to do
I saw that.
A little contest with you, Eric, here. We got a couple of fruit roll-ups, and I got something in mind for those.
I'm sure you've practiced.
Come on now. Why would I be practicing? And then we have marshmallows. I'm going to try... We'll try a couple different things here, just kind of goofing around, because there's not a whole lot of sports content today. We're waiting for the NBA to tip off the playoffs, the play-in, I guess, tomorrow. First 2 games of the play-in tomorrow. The second 2 games will be the next day. Then the real playoffs start on Thursday, correct? That's when the first round actually starts, Thursday?
Is it that early? I know the Cavs don't play till Saturday.
Is it Friday? It might be Friday. But it is. I'm pretty sure you're right. I have it saved on my phone. Either way, there's not much going on in the sports world right now. What's the Tribe score at right now, Eric?
Guardians 3, Yankees 2, final.
Ball game.
Go Tribe.
Let's go. I like it. So that's what, 7-4 now on the season,
and that brings them to 2-3 at home, I believe.
2-2 at home now, because they were 1-2 against the Mariners in that 3 game.
They were almost 0-3. Man, what a game that was! What a game that was! And you can thank me for that win.
Oh yeah,
yeah. As we were sitting there in what was it?
You're welcome.
11th inning.
You can just give Eric all the credit.
11th inning. I said, or no, as it was going
nothing to do with Jose.
As it was going into the 12th inning, I said,
"Who's this guy?
I know how to end this game. I'll bet on the Mariners right now."
Oh,
I had $5 free. I would have bet on the Tribe, but then when they would have lost. So I bet on the Mariners, game over. Guardians win. That's how you get it done. Take one for the team.
So we have to give Eric money so he can bet against the Guardians all year? Is this what we're doing?
Hey, I got free bucks. I'll use them.
Send him all of your promotional codes.
We'll be better than Tampa, who started out 9-0.
Good.
Unbelievable.
Lord. The Rays are just absolutely on fire, though. And they've got an offense that's just clicking on all cylinders coming out of spring training. Yep, a lot of those guys were pieces from different World Baseball Classic teams that were already just humming when they came into spring training. Now they're just absolutely tattooing the ball. And then they got a pretty good pitching staff too. So that's a young team. And wow.
Peaking way too early.
Maybe we'll see. I mean, they are in probably one of the toughest divisions, if not the toughest division in baseball. With Baltimore coming back,
not bad to get a jump start in that division.
I mean, the Orioles are looking good this year. They've got a really young team. They've got a solid team, though. A lot of young stars on that team. The Red Sox are always going to be up 1 year, down 1 year, up 1 year, down 1 year. I think this is their year to be up because they were down last year, right? So.
Yep. And speaking of, they're the ones playing the Rays tonight.
I think Tommy's ready.
Uh-oh.
Ready there, Tommy? Let's see if we can hear him.
No, not yet.
There he is. Okay, but the mic's working now.
The mic's working.
He's
we got a teaser. We got a Tommy teaser there.
I was waiting for him to get himself situated here before I bring him on the show.
Trying to pull up and see. Last I looked, it was actually 0-0 game. See if we can end that 9-0 streak they got going.
What, are you going to bet on the Red Sox?
No, I don't care that much.
Or bet on the Rays?
Yeah, I got to bet on the Rays to have them
There
lose.
you go.
That's how it works.
So, I got a few other things to talk about here. Mostly sports talk, so I want to keep that for when Tommy comes on with us. But do you want to do one of these food things here?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
What do you think about this fruit by the foot? So
All right, what's the
I
rules
saw
of
this. I saw this on a video. It was like some kind of a holiday game they were playing at like Christmas or some shit. It was some reel I saw, but basically you unwrap a fruit by the foot, and they were standing when they did it. What's that?
What did you just say?
What?
Tommy said
I brought
something.
my own microphone.
You got your own microphone?
Are you ready for me to bring you on the show now?
Now,
Oh, we got it all the way off.
Simpson, labor unions have been known as a lumbering dinosaur. Producer's telling me not to speak to you anymore.
All right, so this is
That's
a
it.
fruit
I'm
by
bringing
the
you on
foot.
the
Now, how
show.
long are these?
We're gonna
3
have to
feet?
stand.
These are 3 feet. Yeah.
There's Tommy.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's about right.
Hey, Tommy, what's up, buddy?
You want fruit by the foot?
Greg, you got one in there too.
Correct.
All right.
Put some arms down and you can smoke.
We're gonna start, and you're just gonna go, basically like a typewriter.
Yep.
You're gonna go with no hands. You're just gonna feed it.
All right.
And they were standing when they did this.
we don't
So we're
have
just
to.
gonna sit down and do it.
Yeah, look, it's
All right,
not touching
ready?
the ground.
Can you hear me all right,
Yeah.
Greggy?
Yeah, we hear you.
But they don't hear me.
They can hear you. They just don't hear you as good as me because I have headphones on.
No, I mean the audience.
Oh, the audience can hear you.
Oh.
They can see you too.
All right, I do my mouth first. That was hard.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was about done 4 times. And I looked down, I'm like, no, shit.
Yeah, that was totally hard, guys.
How'd you do, Greg?
I didn't even get it out of the package yet.
Fruit by the foot was so damn good, though.
I know. I don't want to swallow it.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
All right,
That's what nobody said.
done. Did you win, or did I win?
You said you were done as I was getting ready to finish that last bit.
I think-
I didn't know we were still racing though.
I think
Or
we're
I
all
swallowed that
winners
shit
here.
whole.
I think Greggy won.
We're all winners here.
We are all winners.
We got
'Cause
the fruit by the
Tommy
foot.
is joining us on the broadcast. What up, Tommy?
I gotta look this
Hello.
way to make it look like I'm looking at him.
From my Imperial space station.
Coming
Darth
to us
Maul.
live
Bang.
from the
From the Death
Imperial
Star.
from the Imperial Starship.
How we doing tonight?
Starboard deck. I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about you, man?
Oh, I'm happier than a puppy with 2 Peters.
Well, hell yeah.
There, Eric. Now you can just be backwards.
There
No.
we go. Perfect. Now it looks like I'm looking at him at least.
Now, Tommy, I gotta ask. We gotta talk about this OBJ shit. So, first of all, as a Browns fan, does that piss you off seeing him go to the Ravens?
No, because I was a Browns fan. I see what he did, so it doesn't threaten me any.
Right. I've been over that train for at least 2 years
But the
now.
Ravens don't have Baker Mayfield thrown to him. And
They tried.
Yeah.
The Ravens, they got
The Ravens
nobody
don't have
throwing
anyone throwing to him right now.
jabronis.
Jabronis.
Yeah, that didn't bother me at all because I'm like, well, cool, you can go ahead and they're already a mess, so
On
it's just
that-
gonna get worse.
On that subject, earlier today, actually, I saw this post on Facebook that was one of those graphics that was like, oh, here's each team and who got a Super Bowl the fastest in their franchise career. And it was like the Baltimore Ravens, 4 years. And I was like, dude, this pisses me off so bad. I sent it to Tommy. I was so mad, dude.
Yeah, because Cleveland was already primed for the Super Bowl, and they just moved the damn team.
That's because Belichick built them to be a Super Bowl contending
It only
team.
took us 4 years because we're so good. No, because somebody else made a great team and then gave it to you guys.
Not only did he make a great team, but he gave him a blueprint on how to build a great team too. Like, hey, here's my notes for the next 4 drafts. I mean, Ozzy was Bill Belichick's protege during that time. I mean, like, it's just crazy to me. The whole thing is crazy, but you know, the fact that he got $15 million guaranteed, that is the crazy part.
Yeah, especially when his knee's not even guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. Neither one of them.
Yeah, I heard all about the news, and then they also recently celebrated the the anniversary of the Ravens becoming an expansion franchise. They were going to have Ray Lewis there, but he couldn't find his suit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so good.
I had to simmer on that, boys.
Tommy will be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah, again, I think a lot of us are focused on the Browns and what we're going to be doing. And again, not to overlook anything, but I know Star and a couple other people in the group chat kind of got heated about us not really acknowledging much Steelers action.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
I mean, what did they do? They signed like Patrick Peterson? Is he like 80 years old? I mean, come on, like.
Oh, come on now. Don't even act like you don't like that and you wouldn't pick him up. I like me some Patrick
Here's the
Peterson.
thing. He had a pretty good year last year.
He had a pretty good Madden tournament for me, too.
So if he ends up being the same player that he was last year, then that should be a really damn good signing for them.
Yeah, and the Pittsburgh defense does that to them players too.
For sure. But
So as far as I feel about that is good for them.
he had a
Did you see the video
resurgence
of
in his
Tyreek
zone
Hill getting
coverage.
cooked by a high schooler?
I'm just what was that, Tommy?
Did you? I don't know why it sprung on me, but did you guys catch the video of Tyreek Hill getting his ankles taken by a high schooler at his camp?
Yeah, some kid burned him.
These dudes
like-
gotta stop putting themselves in positions like this, man.
Yeah, they need to take
It's
the
bad,
LeBron
bro.
treatment and get the video cameras taken
But
away.
he's just like, I don't blame him for saying, you know what, I'm going to write this Dolphins contract out, and then I'm done.
Right? Like after that, it's like, I'm done.
It's like, dude, I'm tired of just like working my ass off and running faster than everybody. Like, I'm not gonna do that forever.
Getting clowned by a 17-year-old at some summer camp. Like, get out of here. I'm done.
I mean, just going through a season of NFL football, there's got to be a screw loose with guys like Tom Brady who, have made millions upon millions of dollars and will still just go out there and rather spend his Sunday just getting crushed in the pocket. And that's, a good, how much is too much?
Speaking of Brady, we're going to get to see him on Fox this year.
Did he take the job now?
I thought
Well,
he
he
was taking
signed
a
that
whole year off,
contract.
though.
He signed that contract before he ever retired.
Yeah,
Remember?
I think
It
he
was
said
like-
he wanted a year off
I
before
thought he was
did
taking
it.
an entire year off and
Yeah.
it was starting next season.
Pretty sure he wanted to take a year off.
Is that what
He
it
said-
is?
I'm pretty sure he said, and I respect this, that he wanted to like study the broadcasting like career and be as good as he possibly could be at it. Like that he didn't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna rest on the fact that I'm Tom Brady and I'm great, so I can talk good. Like so he wants.
Here,
to,
Tom
like,
Brady's
he
got a
wants to know what
taste
he's
in
doing.
endeavor.
So he doesn't want to get roasted like Tony Romo.
Exactly.
Because Tony Romo, I tell you, the first couple of years, everybody was like, "Oh, he's predicting the plays," and now everybody's like, "This guy's fucking
He
annoying."
just keeps saying the same stuff.
It's a shtick, and it's like it wore off after a while.
Yeah.
So you gotta. I mean, if you're true to yourself and you just be yourself, I mean that eventually will win people over.
I think you're
but-
kind of hip to it, just due to the fact that you have been in broadcasting and in radio for over a decade. That when people were touting about Tony Romo's prowess and insight on the air, you kind of sometimes forget. It's like, yeah, if you're from the damn press box, you can tell everything that's going to happen in a play. It's called the bird's eye view. And the
He's
player's
watching
sitting
game
up there,
film.
like,
Come on, like he knows what the next play is gonna be because he's been watching film his whole life. Like, come on.
yeah, it's like I look like a genius on high school calls. Come on.
Oh, but no, I just with this OBJ signing, do you think I don't like talking about the Ravens very long, but like, do you think this increases their odds of re-signing Lamar? Like, I see they were out partying together, like posting pictures on Instagram. They had their name up on a marquee at some club in Baltimore, and they were out partying last night. Is this going to increase their chances of getting him back?
Look, whatever the Ravens' play has been, has long outlived its plan. Now I feel like the Ravens are kind of fumbling the bag, especially, and they need to reassess exactly what they're building. If they're going to try to build for without Lamar, you don't sign weapons for a quarterback that can't use them unless you plan on trying to make some moves in the draft. I don't know.
I think this. Hear me out. I think they are loading up for one more run. They're going to tell him, "Hey, I'll tell you what. We're going to give you this exclusive tag or whatever they gave him. You know, the 32.8 mil. They're going to give him some incentives. They're going to say, "Hey, I'll tell you what. We're going to make this contract incentive laden to where you can make up this much money if you perform this year. But this is your base guarantee is that tag money, right?" And then they're going to go out and say, "We'll get you some weapons. We'll get you like OBJ. We got you your buddy OBJ. We'll get you a couple weapons in the draft, and then we'll see what we do in this year." Because the 1 year deal for OBJ thing, it just kind of made me think, well, maybe they're trying to talk him into coming back on the tag. Like they're trying to talk him into coming back for one more year. Let's run it back. Let's just do one more year to see what we can get out of this. Because honestly, that's what they're trying to. It seems to me that's what they're trying to do.
And
the Kirk Cousins route. Like, hey, let's run this back for one more year. Let's see what we can do. And I hate that as a Browns fan. I want that I want him gone. Like, I want him out of the division.
Yeah.
Gone. Like, if he gets one more year with some weapons, he might stick around. I don't want that. So, like, get him out of here. Somebody needs to trade for him or sign him or something. Because, like, this is just getting, the longer this goes, the worse it is for Browns fans.
I was already
Anybody
committed.
in the AFC North should be like rooting for him to be gone already.
I was already committed. that he
If
was
I'm
going to be
Lamar and my
gone.
mama, the problem is that like we talked about, you came out, you're 46-14 as a starter for the Ravens. You've been the MVP twice. You've been to the playoffs 4 out of your 5 years. If that's not enough to prove you that I'm game and worth the money, then thank you. You buy.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm with you, Tom. I'm 100% with you. But for the last 2 years, I mean, the only thing I will say about Lamar now, did he peak too early? Like, if he did this last year, if he won the MVP last year, it's not even a conversation we're having right now. But last year he was riding the pine in the playoffs when they got eliminated. The year before that, he was riding the pine in the playoffs when they got eliminated. Like, this is a recurring theme for this team, and they want to know, they want to be assured that, hey, if we invest in you, are you going to be there for us when we need you? Because
think that's
they
not fair to
literally have to
Lamar.
build their entire offense around this guy.
they
I
have
don't think that's fair to Lamar Jackson. As again, he's gotten you to that point. He's played balls out, balls to the walls, and you want that to last through 17 weeks or so. If he has to take a second to have his knee scraped or have something that's very minor that you're going to miss week 15 or 16. And the chance to miss the playoffs, well, then that's on the damn team also. I mean, why should that be burdened onto Lamar? I get being a leader and everything and having these little hiccups, but I don't think those hiccups were necessarily enough to warrant a hazardous pay that they were so willingly to give to OBJ for having 2 broken wheels.
Exactly. That's kind of what I looked at it kind of that way. Is Lamar going to take that as a slap in the face, as though you won't give me 45, but you were going to give this guy off of 2 torn ACLs 15 guaranteed?
Doesn't make any sense.
Come on, man. Like I think that would rub me the wrong way if I was Lamar.
Now, here's something that I want to ask you guys. Who is the president of the Baltimore Ravens? Do you know this?
I should know this.
Do you know who the president of the Baltimore Ravens is? Without looking it up. Any of us. Greg, do you know? No. Tommy.
I do not.
Eric.
I'm going to know when you tell me, probably.
Sashi Mother.
I did know that. Damn it.
That's right. That is
Is
right.
I knew he was
running
in the
this show
organization.
in Baltimore. So that's all we need to know. Like, look what he did in Cleveland for 4 years? He ran that place into the ground.
That's 1-31 right there.
So that what they're doing right now with this OBJ signing $1 million, 1 year, 15 million. That's 1-31 bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I swear. Like that's it doesn't make any sense because it's Sashi Brown pulling the strings. So it's not gonna make any sense.
I think a lot of these clubs finally should get their turn, a little bit of taste of it. It's like Greg talked about quick routes to the Super Bowl. I mean, as a fan of a franchise, part of the beauty is the suffering, but how long can you suffer for, you know?
Oh God, I'm done suffering.
Oh, I saw another graphic that showed every team's most recent division championship, and ours was 1989, I believe.
89.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
And
and nobody
it
else
wasn't even the
that
NFC
old.
North at that point.
Nobody else was even out of the 2000s.
It was
Or AFC. It wasn't the
Central.
AFC North at that time. It was Central.
It was the Central.
With the Oilers in their division.
Yep, the Houston Oilers.
Our
That's the last time we won the division, when the Houston Oilers
Dickups
were
are
the team.
single-handedly responsible for the AFC North
Did
in
you
a
know the
50-year
last-
time frame.
The last year the Browns were in the NFL, the Jaguars were actually in the same division as them as well.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of crazy.
But yeah, I mean, if you just look at it, since the league conjoined and they started the Super Bowl era, you know, it's like from the fallout of Cleveland mishaps, it's the Bengals, the Steelers, the Ravens. It's like fumble in the bag. We've created our own division that's kept us caged for over 50 years.
Oh,
But yeah, that's what I want.
the victims of our own demise.
Yep.
All right. Well, I do want to talk about some basketball. We got a little basketball talk before we get into baseball. NBA playoffs are upon us. We've got the play-in games coming up next on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you have the I think the last game of the play-ins on Thursday, but then you have the first round starting on Saturday and Sunday. So that'll be your so you've got your 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those matchups are already set. The Cavs are the 4 seed in the East. They're taking on the Knicks, the 5 seed. And then the 76ers are the 3 seed. They're taking on the 6 seed, the Nets. And then in the West, you've got the 4 seed Suns taking on the 5 seed Clippers, and the 3 seed Kings taking on the 6 seed Warriors. It surprises me the Warriors, they rounded into shape there at the end of the season. Everybody's healthy now. And they ended up securing that 6 seed, staying out of the play-in tournament. And it just, to me, it was like, I thought at one point, I really did think they were tanking for Wembanyama. I really was. Because they were losing so many games. I'm like, how are they losing? They have all their guys healthy. Well, they weren't really healthy. They were just playing through injuries. But anyways, so you've got your play-in games coming up. Hawks versus Heat. They play tomorrow night, I believe. And then, 7:30.
Hey,
during the
who's,
Over podcast.
Who's OG that set that record for the Heat that got the most bench points for the NBA? He scored more bench points than anybody.
Are you talking about Udonis Haslem?
Yeah. I like him.
Dude.
I never was really familiar with this game, but every time I've been tuning in to basketball lately, like I think it was him that's he's like pissed off or something because the Heat is like scraping by and he's like called his shot this year and they were underperforming and like he's kind of taking it upon himself. Like it's an interesting story.
Well, he's like a coach on the bench. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't play very often, but when he does, he's just an enforcer. He's just like this old, like pissed off old man, and he just enforces his will upon the team. And yeah, you're right. At one point, this team was kind of
He
spiraling
reminds me
out
of that
control.
councilman from Flint that's like, you're out of order. I'm an elected official, and I'm not going anywhere. You're out of order, miss. You're out of order.
Oh,
What do you think of that play-in? Do you like it?
Honestly, the more I hate it. Honestly, I hate it.
I don't mind it.
You know why I hate it? Because the Cavs got beat last year as a 7th seed.
Yeah,
Like, they were the 7th seed.
That's their own fault.
They got beat by the 8th seed, and then they got beat by the damn 9th seed, and they didn't even make it in the playoffs. And you were the 7th best team in the East, and you didn't make it in the playoffs? That pissed me off. The same thing with the one-game play-in in baseball. Like, I hated that. I hated that shit. This, honestly, I'll be honest. If I'm taking my fandom out of it, I actually really like this. I think this is cool. Like the setup of it, the 7 and 8 seeds play each other, and then the loser of that game has to play the winner of the 9-10 game. Like, that's actually really cool because you could see a 10 seed.
Yeah, it gives you a chance in the end. You start coming on at the end, and you want to try to make that playoff push, but you're in the 10 seed. There's no point. You can't push yourself up to 8. If you're on that play, or if you're on that run at the end of the season, you're in that 10 spot now, you got to earn it. And if you can earn your way in and win those 2 very pressure games, you deserve that 8 seed. So
For sure.
I like it.
Is there anything that's faster than the NBA regular season and longer than their playoff?
Oh man, it's
because like you think about when it's all wrapped up. We were there when the Cavs won it in 16. It was over 95 degrees, 103, 110 humidity. I don't want to
unreal.
And that's the Cleveland recorded record, but pack the million in.
It starts in October and ends in June.
Yeah.
You get July, August, and September off. It's a 9-month season.
Yeah, there's no
That's
reason it needs to
ridiculous.
start. There's no reason it needs to start before Christmas.
Yeah.
Start it on Christmas.
No, they want to start it on Halloween.
No. They used to start on Halloween.
I honestly think that starting on Christmas is the best idea. Just eliminate a lot of the dumb back-to-back games and just start it on Christmas.
Speaking of Halloween, do you know what NBA team is the witch's favorite?
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Orlando Magic.
Well, yeah, that would make sense. Now, which team do you think is the biggest sleeper here in the playoffs? Like any of these play-in teams?
I don't know if they're a sleeper because I've seen a lot of talk turning back over to the Warriors, but I really feel like this is a Nugget year.
You think it's the Nuggets year? Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not drinking that cool.
I don't understand. Like, they've got a really, really high seed, and they're like the most
every year the most Fugazi number
top
1
seed that I've seen in the Western Conference.
It's Brendan Malone. It's their coach, man. He's just like not. I don't know. He just doesn't do it for me. I really like Nikola Jokic though. Like he is I want to see him and Luka play on the same damn team. Can we get them on the same team, please? For real. We just need to see those 2 Europeans play at the same time and feed each other, and that would be honestly just absolute. Oh,
that'd be cool.
For real. Like I think every NBA fan would love that. That'd be must-see TV to watch that. But no,
sometimes I don't know if the Sumba is really the path to an NBA championship. I mean, Steve Kerr's won multiple championships with the Bulls and the Warriors, and he played his whole career with his head down.
Yeah, true. That's
yes,
true.
Sir. Yes, Mr. Jordan. Anything you say.
Whatever you say.
Shoot this 3? Okay.
Whatever you say, Mike.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see a super
the ceiling
team.
Is the roof. Wishing us the best.
But it's hard to see a sleeper team in the NBA because of the playoffs being so long.
Is that juice box, Tommy? A little high C action there. I like that. Yummy, yum.
That's payback for the daughter raiding my cupboards. Once she goes to bed, it's kind of see what the wife got the kids for lunches for the week.
Well, those fruit roll-ups are actually Isaac's for his lunches. All right.
She tries to throw me off. I like the individual bags of Doritos. I'm supposed to save those for the lunches, so that she puts the party-sized bags of Doritos in my way, hoping that those will slow me down.
You just move them to the side to get the little ones.
Those are the grab size bags for Tommy, aren't they?
Have you, Greg? You got to witness the latest fat hack have you seen the Doritos stacks that are kind of like the Pringles? They come in the Pringles can now.
No.
Yeah, okay. So Tommy had this at his house. It looks like a Pringles can, but it says Doritos on it. And it's just got tiny little Doritos inside of it.
Wait, like little mini Doritos?
Yeah.
What?
Like little Dorito triangles.
Dorito crumbs.
They're pretty
That's
dope.
what I said. I said Dorito comes in a big tube, and Tommy's like, "Oh no, they're all triangles. I assure you, they're all intact."
Yeah, they're all intact. They look like a big Pringle can of crumbs, but
Yeah.
it's legit.
And since we're talking
there
Dorito,
was no bunch of crumbs at the bottom either, no? It was all intact.
I mean,
triangle?
who knows? It could have just been like a sleepwalking dream, and I crushed up Doritos and put them in the I think they're a legit product.
Yeah, and
I've
somehow
never
you
seen
printed
these
off the
things.
label and
I've never
everything
seen
for
these things.
Find a bowl.
Like,
Tommy just broke off the corners of all of his Doritos and threw them in a can. He's like, look, it's Doritos minis.
Break off 3 centers, eat the middle.
it's like how far are you gonna go for a joke, Tommy? You're printing off can labels and stuff now to make it look like it's real, like you got it from the store. It's got a barcode on it and shit.
Yep. So, when you talk about, I just want to, just real quick with this NBA thing, and then we'll move on. I'm talking about sleepers, and I want to know if you have any sleeper out of any of these play-in teams. Would any of these play-in teams excite you at all?
I mean, LeBron's in the play-in.
Yeah.
He thinks somebody needs to get fired for it. So, but I mean, I don't see the Lakers making a run. But when you got LeBron, I guess you always could be considered that sleeper.
I think they're getting beat by Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might win that second game, but I think I think Minnesota's going to beat them.
It's hard to have a sleeper.
I know that you know my religion is more so focused on the Browns and any sport that we're getting paid to call. But I do have to ask you something about this. Again, I watch enough baseball, MLB. I've seen the implement of the new rules and everything. What is the deal with? Has there been a baseball game yet that has ended off of a pitch clock foul?
Now, that happened in the preseason, but it has not happened in the regular season yet, where it's been decided on a
Could you
pitch clock
imagine that?
violation.
James
If that's
Karinchak
how,
almost
like,
blew
a
it.
tight-
Yeah.
If that's how a tight extra inning ball game and everything was decided, you know it's going to happen and the world's just going to melt down. I guess I've kind of fell out of the early MLB season. I saw the Tribe was on a nice start, but I've just been wondering if that pitch clock situation has happened yet.
I haven't really seen it be much of an issue yet. A little bit in the beginning, like I said, James Karinchak had some big problems. Game 1 or 2, where he almost blew the game. He couldn't control that pitch clock. Like it frazzled him. But he seems to have got that under control. I haven't watched too many other games other than Guardians, but I haven't really seen anybody struggle with the pitch clock since then.
Yeah, I think he was the only one and he's got that weird, like, herky-jerky, like, motion thing.
He never
to his
stops
wind-up,
moving.
and, like, he's got...
Yeah, how do they even decide when he's starting his windup for the pitch clock? He doesn't stop moving the whole time.
I don't know. It has to do with when the batter steps into the box, right? Because the batter has 7 seconds from the pitch to step back into the box to get ready for the next pitch. Because I was watching this one rundown where this batter got buzzed back by a fastball, and he, like, fell down and then had to, like, turn around and get right back up into the batter's box, get ready for the next pitch. And it's like,
What?
yeah, like, he gets buzzed back. No, he didn't get hit, obviously, but it was like he was like, whoa, and then he fell down, had to get right back up and get right back in the box. Because you got 7 seconds until you get counted as a strike against you as a batter.
I didn't even heard that. I knew that you had 30 seconds when you're up to walk from the dugout to get in the batter's box. You got 30 seconds.
In between pitch, after the pitch is thrown, you have 7 seconds to get back into the batter's box. Yes. It's kind of crazy.
It's turning these games into 2.5 hours long, though, and I'm here for it.
No, actually, most of them are right around 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually trimmed off a half hour out of, like, the average of the baseball games this year, which to the purist of the game, they're like, oh, I don't like it.
Right.
But to the casual baseball fans, it's actually bringing a lot of people back to the game. It's actually bringing people that were bored with it back to it, because now it's like there's a pace to it. It's like, okay, let's get some shit done. Come on, we got a game to play. Like, come on, guys, let's get up to.
Well,
the
now
plate.
I've had to
Let's
show
pitch
up an
the
hour
ball.
early for dollar beer night.
Well, I mean, that's actually
We all have
a
to make
bad thing.
sacrifices, man.
That's actually a bad thing for Sugardale, when they're trying to sell their dollar dogs, Like,
Well, now that we've sped it up and this pitch clock seems to be working, the batter's clock seems to be working. Can we get rid of this extra base runner and extra innings now?
that's been a thing. That's been gone for like 2 years.
No,
They only
it's
did
not.
that 1 year.
No, it's there. I watched it on Sunday. Did you not watch?
Really?
Yeah, it's still there. We're still starting a guy on second. We have a ghost runner on second, starting over extra innings.
I could have sworn
It's
they got rid
still
of that.
there.
Really?
I watched him. Tribe went 12, 13 innings Sunday. They had a guy on to start every inning.
That's yeah.
So can we get rid of that?
I thought they
sped
did get rid of that after COVID.
That was the Japanese showcase.
We've still got the ghost runner and extra
They kept
innings.
those rules.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling that. It just wasn't. I don't know. It's not necessary. It's not a rule change that was really even needed.
I don't think it's a rule. I don't say this, but I don't think it's a rule in the playoffs. It shouldn't be for sure. It shouldn't be a rule
If it's a
anymore
rule
at
in
all.
the regular season, it should be a rule in the playoffs.
No, they got a different set of play. I can't even keep track of MLB's
Well, that's because
rule changes
They're trying to do too much. That's really what it comes down to.
and the bases. Why do we have bigger bases?
It's safer.
Okay.
So
I
you
haven't
got
noticed that really. I haven't really noticed the bigger bases. Have you?
No, not at all. You're supposed to get more.
Can I
steals
just say
from this.
that I feel like seeing you through the Zoom call. Normally, I am watching the feed live, but through the Zoom call, all I see is like the like minimal chair, the minimal bar stool,
Yeah,
the green
you got
screen.
green screen behind.
You got
yeah,
green
don't see
screen,
anything.
And
all you
everybody's
got.
there, and I was just sitting there like
You can pull it
feeling
up
like
on your
I'm a
phone and
dark
watch
side
it, but it's
getting
about
to
20
50,
seconds
like, 5
behind.
points.
You're like, this is pretty bare bones here, guys.
Hopefully, like my background is it scary or is it cool?
Yours looks cool. It looks like
that's
you're in a
pretty
spaceship.
Is it scary? Does it look cool?
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Looks like
I
you're on
can't see. Like I said,
like the Starship Enterprise or something. Yeah.
You guys were talking about the bigger bases. Before I knew that was an actual thing, like I didn't even know that was a real thing. I saw a meme was posted about it, but somebody had blown up the base, like photoshopped it so the bases were like way bigger than they actually are. And they're like, check out the new bases, and I'm like, shut the F up. Shut up. I'm like, there's no way, bro. There's no way. So like I had to go dig into the
believe that.
internet to figure it out, and I was like, oh, there really are bigger bases? No, that can't be it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not
Not that
that's not that big. Okay.
Not like the big bats.
I was like,
It's
what
just
is
like
going on,
anything
bro?
that you go and see live. When you go watch football live or NFL, MLB, it's like when you're sitting in the cheap seats, everything looks small and minuscule. But when you actually get up there and you get on the field, it's just like, damn, it takes you back. Like even on the baseball field, you're like, man, these plates are pretty damn big. So that's why when I see those pictures, I'm like, I believe it. Like you're not gonna notice it. You're not gonna notice it from the stands, but if you like want up close, maybe it is big as hell.
Now, is that a change that's adapted at all levels of baseball now, or is this just a Major League Baseball change? Are we going to see bigger bases when we go to cover the Hopewell Loudon Calvert game on Wednesday, Tommy?
Well, when I played baseball as a kid, we were lucky to have plates.
Right.
Somebody to mow the lawn.
We used paper plates for bases.
And getting chased by sweat bees.
Hold on,
But no,
everybody. Third base blew away.
Legit.
But yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. That's kind of what I've been, whetting my appetite with is kind of catching some Major League Baseball, catching some Guardians, and preparation for high school baseball, which has already been underway. And I got to catch a little bit of a recap and follow some of that. And I seen Tiffin Columbia knocked off Perkins today, 1-0 after a kid's name escapes me at the moment, and I'm hating myself. But he threw 11 strikeouts, no runs tonight, and that was he was a stud on the mound against a state-ranked team. And
Dealing.
I think these Tornadoes are going to be back.
Yeah, right now they are. Heading into this game, they were 2-2, 1-0 in the SBC with that win over Perkins. That puts them at 2-0 in the SBC. But you look at, there's a lot of teams in this area that are going to make some noise this year, Tommy. I mean, you talk about this Calvert team. I mean, have you seen what they did like tonight? I'm pretty sure they run ruled somebody, didn't they?
Big Lee Morgan.
Yeah, they run ruled somebody tonight. I can't remember who exactly it was, but
Tommy, what did you say the stats were for that kid at the Columbia and Perkins game? What did he throw there?
He had 11 strikeouts, no runs.
I think I might have found his name here. Does it sound Isaiah? I'm not sure how to say his last name. Maybe Tissel, like Tilse.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So, yeah,
Isaiah Tissel.
124 pitches, 1 hit, 11 strikes, and 2 walks.
124 pitches?
Yeah, that's what this guy's on Twitter here.
Sheesh.
That's a stud night on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
But
that's
what I'm saying
else.
is like, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's something else, man. That's crazy.
But yeah, back to Calvert again. Lee Morgan, I heard he had a walk-off or something like that to put the Senecas over tonight as well. And like you said, early last season on in our first campaign covering high school baseball, there was a lot of questions in the air, a lot of trial and error. Especially, we followed every team we could, and that actually kind of played out nice. As a lot of area teams we found out were definitely game competition and definitely worth the trips and definitely worth the tuning in for, as we found out in several games, as both Tiffin Columbian, both Tiffin teams made deep runs. Wednesday, we talked about, we're looking at a Calvert who coming off of a state semifinal run, playing against a very game hopeful Loudon squad. I mean, and that's just to kick off the broadcast coverage season. So that should be a heck of a ball game over there at Hopewell Loudon Field.
Calvert undefeated on the year, 2-0 in league play. I did happen to catch Kevin Reinemann's post earlier tonight. He was down at the game and watched Mason Johnson walk it off on the run.
That's what
rule.
it was. Not Lee. I'm sorry, Mason Johnson. Big Johnson.
Big Johnson. He walked it off on the run rule home run. So, I mean, they're tearing it up. They are absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. They 12-0 win tonight. We're excited to go cover them on Wednesday as they take on Hopewell Loudon. Now,
That's the scary thing, Nate.
Not only are they tearing the cover off the ball,
Calvert,
Tommy, like they're batting 371 as a team right now. They have 2 home runs. Nobody else in the league has any. As a team, their OPS right now is 1.013. That is unreal through 4 games. But listen to the ERA.
Those have
the pitching staff right now, 4-0, 1.17 ERA with 42 strikeouts in 4 games.
Man.
That's got me doing the Mr. Burns signal call dance.
Now, if you remember, this team started out slow last year, Tommy, because they were coming off a long basketball run. This year, that basketball run came to an end early. They got a chance to get right in. Look at you on the spaceship now.
I'll be cool,
We're
Tommy.
all on the spaceship.
I'll be cool,
Yes.
Tommy.
I love it. But no, this year they're coming in hot. Oh, Tommy's getting up from his. Oh no! That's awesome. That was so good.
But
no, this Calvert team looks like
Tiffin
they're
Calvert,
primed, man.
I felt like those were the start-stop that they encountered last season, was getting bats ready, getting bats matured, and they were relying very heavily on a young pitching staff that has really matured, and as you just read off, has definitely showed its baseball maturity over 1 year removed. And that's what's scary about this squad, is if Calvert bats start coming alive, especially early this season, as you've already pointed out, they're going to be a difficult team to deal with.
Well, and they have some new weapons this year that they didn't have last year. Not that they didn't have. I mean, Connor and Cameron Moyer, those kids, I'm telling you what, Tommy, as freshmen, you want to talk about the Bash brothers? Like that, we may see a second coming of the Bash brothers with these two young men. I'm telling you, they can absolutely tattoo the baseball. I'm excited to watch them play a game. It's the first time I got a chance to actually cover them play baseball. I watched them, obviously, for a long time in Tiffin Youth Football. They were the Moyer boys. We know all about them. They played great this year as freshmen on the gridiron. I'm really excited to see them tear the cover off the ball on the diamond. And then obviously you've got some other guys that are going to be key contributors like Mason Johnson, Blake Coleman. You've got other guys, Harrison Schultz, familiar faces, Nick Palm, Jamison Godfrey. You've got guys that are contributors for this team, Caden Otterbacher as well. But they've got some new faces. I mean, look at AJ Shoemaker batting .538 on the season already. So I mean, they got a lot of guys that are contributing this year, and it's gonna be a fun ride. I think for this Calvert.
That's a deep batting order. Too.
Yeah, they're batting like I said, as a team 371 overall. That's crazy, and that's with Nick Palm shuffling out of the gate with a 182 batting average.
I've always loved Nick Palm's game. Baseball is that kid's life, even to the point where I think his senior project was, doing some work down there at Zip Zaylor. Is it Zaylor?
Zip Zalar.
Zalar, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Zalar.
Zip Zalar Field.
Zalar Field, who, again, not to undermine his name, but his contributions can't be touted enough for the area for baseball. And just, again, I think it's part of his senior. I'd have to look more into that. Part of his senior project was doing some concrete work or something down there.
Yeah. I mean, they've done a lot to actually improve the facilities down there. I'm excited to get down there and cover a game. Once again, that'll be this Wednesday.
Well, that game,
we'll be
I believe we're in Hopewell this time.
We'll
and the return match will be down at Zip Zalar.
We'll be there on Thursday, not at Calvert Baseball, but at Calvert Softball Field.
No, I think it's Columbian Softball Thursday, right?
Is it Columbian?
I'm pretty sure it's Columbian Softball Thursday and Hopewell out in baseball Wednesday.
But hey, that's a new wrinkle.
I'm the one that made
the
the schedule. You guys got it down more than I do.
That's a new wrinkle there
Columbian
in the
softball.
playbook there, Nate, for high school coverage. Introduced it for the first time this season for our softball coverage.
That's
live
right.
And
First time
we're
we've had
under
the
attack
privilege of covering softball, and now we are in the middle of
we are under attack. Tommy is attacking
Starfighter
now.
attack.
Tommy is attacking now.
Yes, Tommy is on the offensive.
I was gonna
He can't see
point
it.
forward with my palm out, and I was thought it was the wrong gesture, so I was like, nah, probably not. Probably not lethal march like that.
Not that one. Yeah, this will be much more peaceful here.
Yes, I like that. Very, very peaceful. Now we're floating.
Makes me want to go to my Trip app. Now, speaking of
that app, Eric, do you think there's a way that we could stream that?
Yes.
Like when we're playing it?
Yes.
Could we stream that?
yes,
That would be sweet.
yes, you
What
can.
app?
Eric has this app on his Oculus that is what is it called?
Trip. It's a meditation app. If that's what you want to call it. It's literally called Trip. I mean, come on,
He
man.
was showing me pictures from it, and I'm like,
Yeah, put this on and go in a 3D world of this. And
Do you get that from behind Circle K too?
That's where you. That's where you start. If
Oh,
you
you're
want to
talking
do it
about a video
right,
game?
if you want to do it right, that's where you got to start.
oh, it's so good.
What can you do on this? I'm sorry for interrupting the
No,
story. There's an app, there's a game, meditation game that you play on the Oculus.
Yeah, it's and I checked it out last night. It's the first time I checked it out. But you literally sit in this. I mean, there's different things you can do for either relaxation or you can just go in for the awe of the effects. But you go into this world and it wants you, it has you breathe in, breathe out, relax your body, do all these things, and it puts you into this world where you're almost living in a kaleidoscope. It is wild. And like one of the trips that it had me go on was through this tunnel of this stuff spinning around me, and I'm like looking around going, this is wild. And it started thinning out, and I could see the universe off in the distance through this tunnel, and all of a sudden this whale or something goes flying by, and I was like, it was wild, man. You come out of it and like it's quite a trip. That's why they call it trip. But it's,
You can stream that on
That'll be a Patreon stream. Only.
yeah.
I don't know what it was, but that sounds cool. Like,
Yeah, there it is. That's what it looked like, man.
That's pretty much what it is, right there.
Did you get that right from Trip?
I continuously see those Oculus 2s or those Meta devices. I don't know which is like. I don't know which is like the Pepsi and Coke of which, but I'm interested in getting down on one of those things.
Well, Meta and Oculus are the same. Meta Oculus 2 is what it's the one that I have.
Isaac has one, and I set it up for him, and I almost fell over trying to set it up for him, so I haven't played with it since.
Oh,
But I'd be way down. I just was like, here, you do that. It's your
I'm just
thing.
afraid of like buying the big lots, like junk ass version that you unknowing parent.
Get the actual Oculus.
Get the real one.
Like like you never know. So I'd buy one of those and be like, I don't see the hype.
The other cool thing with that Trip
I
app,
don't see the hype.
right before I was getting ready to end it, and I saw something called a Sanctum. So I'm like, all right, what's that? Click on that. The camera comes on the Oculus, so I can see my living room now. I can see everything in it. And it tells me, it'll reward me for doing all these. And, it's supposed to be a mental health game. You get in, it's supposed to help your mental health, calm you down, center you, all that good stuff. I'm not, my ADHD, I'm not very good with the meditation stuff. So,
Right.
But this, it tries to reward you for spending a little time each day centering yourself, and it rewards you with these little props that you can put in your sanctuary. So your sanctuary is like I'm sitting in my living room. The first one it gives me, it looks like a portal, like a Doctor Strange portal, like the big ring. It gives me that, and I can stretch it out. I can see it with my hands. I can stretch it out. I can place it where I want in my room, and it just chills there. And I'm like, all right, I don't really see what that does. The second thing it gave me nothing. I only got 2 rewards so far. I just checked it out last night. Second reward looked like a marble with a jellyfish in it. So I just sat it on my side table beside me, and I'm like, all right, what am I do with this? And then all of a sudden, this huge jellyfish comes out of it and starts swimming across my freaking living room, and it swam through that portal and disappeared. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. That was nuts. And once it disappears, it starts right back over in its little marble again. I was like, all right, that's pretty sweet. I got to see what else it's going to give me.
Eric, the parakeet is mocking you.
Marge, the doll's trying to kill me and the toaster's laughing at me.
You want to relax up there. Don't let the parakeet laughing at me.
I'm hearing voices. What's happening?
So we need to figure out a way to stream this.
Voices.
Oh my God. Don't do it.
My God. No. That's scary. Yeah, the minute
I'm trying to find my center, Greg.
I start streaming that, and I'm floating through some kind of an alternate universe, Greggy's going to pop that voice on. Nate. Do you know where you're going?
Nate Mullins, we need you to report to real planet Earth, please. Nate Mullins, planet Earth, please.
Nate, there's a sponsor here who would like to talk to you about your activities.
I can't right now.
Oh, it's so good.
I found a way to record what I was doing last night. I couldn't find it to bring the video back up, so I'll try to see if I can figure that out. Mess around with a little more tonight.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So, Tommy, I did a couple other topics here to talk about, but anything you want to talk about in particular? We talked baseball. What do you think about? Are you a UFC guy at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm about to
I
say
mean,
that.
now that they bought WWE, he's the biggest UFC.
Yeah.
They didn't buy it; they
Hold
merged
on.
together.
Hold on.
What'd you think of that Adesanya beating that Pereira? And then like standing
Yeah,
over
that
him
was
with the
good stuff.
arrows. Da,
Did you see him mock his son?
Oh, I saw the video for that where he was like,
Yeah,
"Are
he
you talking
mocked
about the
his
guy
son
who was
'cause,
like, his
I-
son came in the ring?" Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So after the fight, he kind of did a corpsing act. And he fell over, doing an impression of his fallen opponent. Which again,
Yeah, did you
whatever.
Yeah, did you know
I
where
saw
that
the video.
came from?
Did you see why?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I had seen that it came out that he was mocking the little boy at ringside that had done that to him after his daddy knocked him out.
Yeah, he was like, I saw that video. He's like, I wanted to beat that little punk's ass or something like that. When he did that to him, he was like, I looked over, I saw him, I was like, well, if his dad ain't gonna teach him a lesson, then he deserves this after I knock his daddy out.
Well, yeah, I think it's funny about this whole matchup. Like, okay, so the Pereira guy beat him twice in kickboxing, and then beat him once in the MMA. So he was 0-3 versus this dude. Then he knocks him out. And I mean, he'd been getting his ass kicked up to that point, but then he knocks him out, catches him off guard with a 2-piece and a biscuit, puts him on the floor, and then now all of a sudden he's like, no, I'm good. I don't want the rematch. It's settled. It's settled. That guy's going to go up to 205 now. It's like, why? Why? First of all, why was he down here if he's just going to go up to 205? Why was he down here messing around with this dude? Because he wanted to knock him off? Because he'd already beat him in kickboxing? Like, why are you down here fighting lightweights when you should be up there fighting guys at 205 then? Like, I don't get the UFC sometimes. When they let guys bounce around weight divisions when they really have no business fighting against some of these, I don't know, whatever. I'm not much of a UFC fan.
I enjoy
don't
watching it, but
I watch the highlights. I watch the clips
Yeah.
after. I'm not paying for a pay-per-view, but I like the storylines. I like the drama that surrounds it. I like, the intrigue, but I'm just not much of a actual, like, I'm not going to watch the undercard at all. You're not going to get me to watch any of that shit. So, like,
I'm telling you, you're seeing a changing of the guard as far as where this MMA sport will be going now. In truth, we talk about, the UFC bought the WWE, but Endeavor bought UFC and the WWE. Let's not get it twisted. So the president of the UFC is Dana White, as you know.
yes, sir.
The president of the WWE is Nick Khan. Vince McMahon
Is the executive
is
chairman,
the
right?
executive chairman of this company. So now he ranks higher than Dana White does in the merger of these two companies.
That's crazy. That's
which
crazy.
which to me is, and that's only because, why would he be? Dana White was a minority shareholder in the Fertitas Brothers business, to where, once that got bought up again, he's a good matchmaker. Dana White did his job, but can you imagine the WWE?
Can we talk
You
about
can imagine
Vince
the
showing up?
WWE machine behind these UFC pay-per-views and the hype videos and all this other, the game's going to change the way with the presentation of both these companies into, a lot of people might think MMA takes a step back, but in my opinion, MMA has been doing professional wrestling better than professional wrestling had been for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that, it's you talk them into the building. Promotion hasn't changed. I love the old days of the UFC when it first started rising to prominence. The reason being, a lot of people gave Dana White credit for that, but there was actually a gentleman who was like their matchmaker and booker in the UFC who had grew up a Jim Crockett's promotion, NWA, WCW fan in the mid 80s, had something to do with that, to where, he kind of derived that formula to doing a presentation of MMA. So it's going to be interesting to see, how Endeavor plans to make this investment back, as they valued the UFC, I believe, at 18 million, the WWE at 9, which to me is still just mind-boggling, considering the fact that Disney paid $4 billion for Star Wars and $5 billion for
ESPN.
Marvel. Star Wars and Marvel. And you're telling me both those properties are worth less than what the WWE is, especially on a company whose sole profit is off of its television rights and deals. So it's like, what are you buying? You're going to get like $1 billion every 3 years from your media partners, and the rest is, ad revenue, sponsors, gate live attendance, stuff like that. But they're not a live attendance company anymore.
Yeah. Can we talk about Vince showing up after like how many months in, like we hadn't seen or heard from him in months, and all of a sudden he shows up looking like Gomez.
Whiplash.
Like, I just what is up with the mustache? Like,
Dick Dastardly.
And one time Vince McMahon wanted to become the Walt Disney of wrestling. And my God, he's done it.
Oh my God. That's good. That is a Disney stash.
that's really good.
And I've heard these comparisons on other wrestling podcasts where it's like, Walt Disney, when they were trying to sell Florida on the idea of giving him more land and, pitching Epcot as a true city of the future, Walt Disney was old and haggard as hell. And he didn't know if he was going to live long enough to go through with that, seeing that out. So he, dyed his hair jet black to the point, and he had a little pencil mustache and shot the video to sell Epcot in Florida on the land. And by gum, he got it. But I don't know, Ben. He's like, come on, that shit's pretty obvious. And you're holding your face back.
I think he went to Rudy Giuliani's beauty, like the same cosmetologist or something, man. Like, 'cause good Lord, I thought about halfway through that press conference it was going to start running down his face or something.
Now tell me, Rudy, where's your paralegals at? I need a pair of 11 million.
So, anything else you want to talk about, Tommy, in particular? I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock here. We don't really have to keep you too long. I know you got family life. You got a bunch of stuff going on.
You got nothing to do.
Well, I know. Usually you guys get your Fortnite in late night, so I don't want to keep you from that either. So,
no, I'm just looking forward to getting back after the respite, back into covering some high school athletics and, getting things primed up for Heart of Ohio sports, and then kind of going over the renovations during the summer to get hyped up for next season as this thing just keeps on growing. So it's kind of cool to, again, enjoy the spring baseball season, get some of that rolling, and then continue onward and forward. But right now it's nice to kind of focus in on my double life as a motorcycle finance manager, as
motorcycle baby.
Yeah, it's starting to get nice out, guys. And Eric, you ride. Greg, you ride. Nate, we haven't got our claws into you yet.
We'll get there.
But again, if you guys are listening, or if you guys watch sports and love sports and ride motorcycles, again, I invite you. What's that?
Tommy has no idea either.
I heard way too many clicks back there. I knew you were doing something. Damn it.
Jesus.
But no, at the end of April 27th, Thursday will be our Tiffin's first inaugural bike night once again, as we there at Route 30 Harley Davidson have teamed up with the Belmar boat landing down there on Duchess Lane, as last Thursday of every month start having a bike night back in Tiffin. So
I'm pretty stoked about that. That's actually that's like probably one of my favorite spots in Tiffin to just kind of hide out and hang out. If you don't want to be found, but you want to kind of find yourself, that's a great spot to go hang out. I'm just saying. What do they call that?
Yeah,
the yacht club.
Kind of be suffocating at that place on Thursdays, but normally they run on
down
Thursday,
by the river.
Yeah, they have like a steak and potato night, and that's just to die for. Ryan Oker and Mr. Foxy there sometimes man that grill, and you'd be surprised what those boys can grill up down there.
Well, there you have it. That's April 27th, you said? Bike night?
Yeah, same night as the NFL draft.
Are we going to be doing anything that night, Tommy, for the draft?
What's that?
We going to do anything for the draft that night then, or?
It all depends how hard we want to work that night, boys.
Well.
So
we might be able to work something out. I think we were already talking in the group chat today with the Over Under boys about putting something together for the draft, and I think that's
I had
something in the works.
like I said, I have a lot of open communication, a lot of open lines that are more than receptive and accommodating here in the community that are definitely open to, pretty much a lot of any event ideas and stuff that we're trying to get going. And that's the great thing about Tiffin is you definitely have your support where you need it, less than the detractors that try to take away from you.
Absolutely, man. And it makes it easy to try to do fun stuff like this when you have open-minded people in the community like we do. I mean, pretty much anywhere we take an idea, I have yet to be really like batted down about it. Like most of the businesses in this town, if you bring them an idea, they're usually all on board. Eric,
I've
you
got
found
that
that
firsthand
out.
experience. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it helps when you got a lot of really great community-minded businesses here. But Tommy, thank you once again for joining us here on the Zoom call on the Pulse Podcast.
On the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, on the Brady Bunch.
Absolutely. As we're going to jump into hyperspace here, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, well, starting it up.
I think our
Uh-oh.
ship's under attack.
Going through the asteroid
Empire
belt now.
wants me. Don't let the Empire get me.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, we'll see you on Wednesday. Hey, take care. Hey, be careful out there.
Careful. Have a safe trip home. Get out of my
Yes,
block.
and may
Whoa, what was
what's
that?
that called? Nanu Nanu.
Live long and prosper.
Long and prosper. The force is with us. Gargamel and Gandalf. Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God,
Marvel
Sean.
Comics.
All right, that's it. I'm
Are
cutting
you
off.
doing the shocker? Like, what are we doing here?
Marvel Comics?
Vader time.
The Joker. Penguin. Harley Quinn.
I
Bye.
was waiting for you to start.
Whoa, he's taking off.
Whoa, whoa, he just disappeared.
Who ejected him?
He disappeared.
Ejected.
He did eject. He's out of space. He's in space.
I just heard him scream.
Did you hear it? He's in space. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. I'm pretty sure he just left his spaceship and just
Yeah, I definitely heard. I think he opened the door to the spaceship or something when it's still moving.
I think Greggy had the eject button.
All right, you're done.
All right.
Greggy, put that trippy background back on for a second. I noticed something, and I got to check this out right before you changed it.
Let me see something here.
Oh,
I gotta see this.
what'd
I
you
was,
see?
I was getting ready to point it out, and then it changed.
Going back to the one I had on here.
Oh, I'm back to normal. I'm not reversed anymore.
You're not reversed anymore.
Didn't mean to put him on the spot like that. You got anything else we need to wrap
I mean,
up
I
with?
had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, but it went off the rails real quick, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna
it
go
was
with
fun
this.
though. That was fun.
Because like I had a top 3 talk I wanted to talk about, but whatever.
I only had a top one for that anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The number
boy.
one.
You know it.
Oh, what do you think about the Cavs though? Where's your confidence level?
They're a big favorite against the Knicks. We still don't know about Julius Randle.
How? I don't know how they're a big favorite against the Knicks.
They're
Didn't the Knicks just handle
minus.
them?
They're like minus 240.
Didn't the Knicks just handle them at home the other day, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
I don't know.
but we're not sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I got to go this way, dude. I had it going. Reverse me again. Can you do that?
He's like, now you got to reverse me.
It was in my tattoo. It was going nuts.
I see it. Yep.
It was this one that really. Now I'm backwards.
Now I'm
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, it was like floating through my tattoo. It was pretty nuts. There, see it?
Yeah, on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I probably had you on the other camera angle when I was looking at that one. That's
Yeah.
probably what it was.
I was reversed before, but yeah. There's a whole chunk of my tattoo that's green.
Yeah.
It's just, I was sitting there going, what the heck is going on here? My tattoo was changing colors. So I had to see that.
got a
But
little bit in there, too.
then he changed it as soon as I was getting ready to check it out. Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Yours is even cooler. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's Link's hood.
Yeah, that's pretty trippy.
See if I increase that, you should be able to see through more of it.
Oh, man, yeah. Mine's going now.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
That is crazy.
Animated tattoos.
All right. Well, where you at confidence level, Cavs?
I think Cavs and 6.
On a 1 to 5 scale. Give me your confidence level
In this
for
series
this
or
series, and then we'll talk full playoffs.
this series, my confidence level is a 4.
A 4. Okay.
I think we're going to handle the Knicks. Julius Randle does come back. He's not going to be at full strength because they're not saying even what's going on with him right now, whether he's going to be in there for game 1 or not. So I don't know if that's a tactic on their end, but I think if he does come back, he's not going to be at full health. And I mean, even with the Julius Randle, I think we've got a good fight. But without him,
I'm slowly
it's Cavs
fading.
and 6.
I'm fading away.
Oh, bye.
I'm just slowly fading into nothingness.
Don't let him hit that eject button on you too.
Greggy, I would ask you where your confidence level is with the Cavs, but you picked them to win a championship, so you better be at a 5.
That's right. They're
Like
gonna win
all
everything.
fucking postseason, you're at a 5.
That's where I started. I should have just bet on them right off the bat.
That's it. I would put money on them right now before it goes up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because if they sweep the Knicks and they get everybody on the bandwagon, then all of a sudden those odds aren't nearly as good for you, you know.
And confidence level going into the rest of the playoffs, it's probably going to be against the Bucks, and I can't see the Bucks losing this first round. So it'll be Bucks in the second round. Confidence level not quite as high, but I'm not going to say, well, if it was fun, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
We're going to give them a fight, but I'm not confident that we can get past the Bucks in 7 games.
I'm saying my confidence level for this Knicks series, for whatever reason, is a 3 on a 1 to 5 scale.
So they're going to have to
then-
prove it to you.
Yeah, they got to prove it to me. But if they can prove it to me in this Knicks series, I love their chances against Milwaukee. I
do play
love their
Milwaukee.
chances against Boston.
They play Milwaukee good.
I fucking hate the Sixers. Can I hope that the Nets beat the Sixers, please? That's what I want. I want James Harden to choke before they ever play the Cavaliers. Because if it comes down to it, and it comes down to the Cavaliers and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Championship, damn it, they're going to win. Because I just do not like the way Joel Embiid matches up with Jared Allen. So I like their chances against the Bucks better than I like their chances against the Knicks. That's weird. I don't know why, but we just don't match up well against the Knicks. It just, for whatever reason, the matchups are better in the Cavs' favor when they play the Bucks.
Yeah, but the matchups are going to be a little different because we're only going to be playing 7, 8 guys max. I mean, you're only going to see 3 guys coming off the bench, and I think we're going to see.
Can we get Dean Wade out of the rotation, please?
I don't know. Some nights he's on, and some nights he's just not.
He's giving you 30 minutes and 2 points a game. Come on, like I don't need that. Like I don't care about his defense. Like we need some scoring. Jetty was actually filling up the bucket a little bit. Like he was averaging about 10 points a game. You're paying him a butt ton of money. Just let him play. I don't know. Anyways,
Not sure we're going to see a lot of Wade in the playoffs.
There's some, with this Cavs team, I feel like you said, they're going to go 7 deep. They're going to go 8 deep. If they can make it past the Knicks, I think they got a good chance. I really do. I think they got a good chance to at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then who knows? From there, it's anybody's game. But they got to beat the Knicks. To me, that's their biggest obstacle. Well, obviously, it's right in front of them. That's the obstacle they have right now. But if they can get through that series healthy and they get through that series with confidence, like if they just barely beat the Knicks in a 7-game series, I don't know if that really bodes well for them going forward. But if they can crush the Knicks in 5 or 6, they could really carry that momentum.
Yeah, and I think the key.
Whoa!
You want it trippy? Here we go.
Yeah.
We are trippy. Yeah.
Dig it. Oh, yeah.
Dig it.
I think the key to this matchup is going to be Evan Mobley and how he comes on in the playoffs.
Okay.
We know that Donovan Mitchell is going to be a dog. I mean, how many 40-point games does he have this year? 12, 13? So we know he's going to ball out. He always has. He's made the playoffs every year of his career, and he's always played well in the playoffs. We know he's going to ball out. We need Evan Mobley to step up and see what kind of playoff player he's going to be. I think that's going to be the key.
I think it's Darius Garland. I think that's your key. You know, Donovan Mitchell's going to get you 30. Can Darius Garland get you 30?
Yeah, if we can get 25 out of Garland and 30 out of Mitchell, your offense is rolling. I mean, you've seen that so many times this year, and when you see it on the nights that you see those stat lines, it's a Cavs win.
I like the Evan Mobley pick, though. That's a really good, like, if he can come through for this team, he's a difference maker. He's kind of an X factor for this team.
Yes, he can be the X factor for this playoff matchup.
The guy I really think is the X factor, though, Okoro. If he can get healthy, I don't know what happened to him. He's missed the last 6 days or whatever. He's been out for 6 games or whatever. But if he can come back healthy, he could be the X factor for this team because teams aren't expecting him to come through. When he hit that big shot the other night, I can't remember who they beat, but he hit a big 3 to win the game. Mm-hmm. And it was like the whole team cheered for this kid. Like everybody on the team was just so happy for this kid. It's because they see him breaking through. Mm-hmm. They want that for him. And I just see this, this is a team that they need those performances from the guys that you're not going to expect it from. Mm-hmm. Because in the playoffs, guys like Donovan Mitchell, it's not going to be easy going to get that 40 points every night. It's not going to be easy for Darius Garland to get those 30. So when you have an off shooting night from a Donovan Mitchell, can you depend on a guy like, Evan Mobley, or can you depend on a guy like Isaac Okoro to come through in the clutch when you need him? Can you depend on Karis LeVert? That's another one. He could be an X factor. Mm-hmm. So,
and I think those are probably your 3 guys you're going to see off the bench is Karis LeVert. Well, he wouldn't be starting.
He'll be your 6th man.
So, and then we're going to have Rubio. Is Rubio going to be? I mean, he's going to be your backup guy coming off the bench.
He's not that much of a difference maker for me because he's still working his way back from an ACL. You're not the same.
He's a placeholder right now.
Yeah, he's just a veteran presence in that locker room. That's really what they need him for. I'd be surprised if he plays much more than 10 minutes a game in the postseason. But I know they like that Raul Neto. Mm-hmm. I know they like him.
Yeah, he's been coming on. I mean, he's been pretty solid all year.
He's solid defensively. I think that's what they like out of him is he plays really good defense. He's feisty.
He's not a lot of up and down. He doesn't get really high. He doesn't go very low.
For sure. So they've got a lot of different pieces, and we'll see how they use them. I think that's going to be key.
Yep. It's going to be very interesting to see how they do this rotation in the playoffs.
For sure. All right. Well, game 1, Saturday, April 15th, 6 o'clock, from the Romo Fijo Cavs playoffs back.
For the first time since LeBron's been gone, baby.
A 5-year hiatus.
Exciting, man. It's exciting.
2018.
Man, yeah, that's
the last time the Cavs were in the playoffs, they got swept in the finals. That is a trip.
Yeah, imagine that. But wherever you look, you're looking at it.
I have never really got to play with any good 3D headset stuff like that. Like
I should have brought it. I should have just brought it down.
But I would love to. I will say this: one of the coolest things I ever got to experience in that world like that was one summer. For some reason, Cedar Point had VR on the Iron Dragon.
Oh, I remember that.
And you got to wear a VR headset while you rode the ride, and it was sweet.
And there were like dragons.
Yeah, there was like all kinds of stuff was happening. Like as you felt the different parts of the ride and stuff, like it made you think that stuff was happening. Like there was gigantic ogres and stuff crashing down walls, and like dragons were flying at you, and arrows were flying past you and stuff. Like it was.
Wasn't there like a waterfall or something where like
you like crashed into like a lake kind of thing, and the water splashed up and stuff because that's where you hit the mist at the end of the ride.
Yeah,
it was sweet, dude.
That's so cool.
So could you see anything, or was it only like you couldn't see anything actually outside?
No, it was just they gave you it was like a phone and an eye set thing.
Yeah,
and you put that on for the ride, and you didn't take it off.
imagine with the Oculus now, where how I turn it on and I could see my living room, And imagine seeing everything outside at Cedar Point and
Oh,
still
like-
seeing dragons and stuff crashing
like as
in.
if-
That would be nuts.
And that really wouldn't even be that hard.
No.
Honestly, they could even cheap their way through that by recording a ride on the roller coaster and then importing that stuff into what you're seeing. For
My
sure.
mind
But,
is so morbid. Instantly, I thought of can you imagine having one of those things on and that roller coaster just goes off the track and you just got this VR thing stuck
This
on your
is
head? You're like,
crazy.
holy shit! This
really
is
feels
really real.
Man, it really feels like I'm drowning in this water.
Oh man, I miss Cedar Point. We need to go back this year.
If you poop in VR, you poop in real life.
Maybe that's next time we do a show, Greggy. I'll bring that VR Oculus thing down and check it out.
I'm all about that.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we wasted enough of you guys' time tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here on the Pulse Podcast. Thank you to Tommy Hall for tuning in with us on the Zoom call.
Hope he's okay.
Absolutely. And hopefully he's not too cold floating in space. Packed a space suit.
If he finds his way back.
Now who's in space?
Oh! Now we're at warp speed. All right. And also a huge thank you to the Wizard for all of his wizardry tonight. Greg Kinn, keeping it fresh with the entertainment. Honestly, it was a treat tonight, Greggy.
It was a
lot
trip.
of fun. It was a trip. That's right. It was a trip. Thank you to Eric Hall for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Miles for Mutts. Still 4 seats left.
Actually,
Wait. Hang on.
just got a notification about 5 minutes ago.
Dun, dun,
There's only
dun.
3 seats left, guys.
Whoa,
one just
3
went.
seats.
One just went. We got 3 seats left.
3 seats left for the Miles for Mutts fundraiser for the pedal bike that is next Wednesday.
Next
right?
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Get your donations, or just let me know if you want to donate any pet supplies, food, anything like that. Reach out. Let me know where you're at, and I'll come grab it
Yes, absolutely.
on April 19th.
So there you go. 3 seats left on the pedal bike. Get them while they last. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in here on the Pulse Podcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Have a great night, guys. See you.